I can look from my back door to the cemetery, but you cannot go out there. The owner told me if I ever step foot on his place, he was gonna kill me.
This is a pain that you don't get rid of. Ohio Taylor was a slave when he was alive, and it pains me to know that he still is not free.
I raise white-tailed deer. And what if a gate is left open? What if a video camera there shows a $10,000 deer walking out when somebody doesn't shut my gate?
We operate a timber operation. Let's assume, for example, that someone flicks cigarette butt out the window. Next thing we know, we have 100 acres of pine trees that have been destroyed. Who is responsible for that?
It's bad when you can step out your back door and look out in the field and see somebody on a tractor with a maintainer mowing and tearing up the graves.
I have received information about black cemeteries, Hispanic cemeteries, people being denied access. I really believe that this is only a small portion of what's happening in the state. I'm going down in person to see Mr. Cyril, hopefully he's there, and request that at 1 o'clock today we would like to go in Love Cemetery.
We're waiting right now for the representative of the attorney firm to show up and let us in the gate.
From 1940 up until a year ago, I think I'd been back there once.
If it can be opened back up and where we can get back in there, I would love that.
You don't want me to go through the gate today with the assistant presiding officer because the media is here.
My question is this to you. In enforcing the law, my friend Doris and the community have been locked out since March 10th, 2007. And I'm saying, who's standing up for the people who have the dead buried there?
I thought about my great-grandfather being a slave. I could finally tell him how grateful I am for his family that he had, and which I'm a descendant of that family. And then at 1:30 today, my heart sank to the bottomless pit again because we were denied access.
All of the land you see back there was owned by black sharecroppers and farmers. And that's our biggest object in cleaning it up, to save that which is lost back there.
For Heavenly Father, as your spirit rests upon their hearts, we know that you can do what we can't do. Oh, Heavenly Father, we ask you to bless everyone that's here tonight. I don't want this to be a black-white issue. I don't want it to be us against them issue. I want the individuals who own the property to see the importance of this gravesite to the African-American community, especially when you consider the historical nature of it.
If all we did was take a group of diverse people and sit down and talk in a spiritual way, you know, trying to understand each other and hear each other. If that's all we did, we've gone a long way toward coming face to face with the issues that we haven't even begun to list yet.
Those people that labored under those tedious and trying circumstances deserve a final resting place. And that place should be the memorial to folks that would not die.
I truly believe that history tells where we go in the future. And should we forget the history of the past, we won't really appreciate what we have right now.
In places like Texas, they are locked out of opportunities to carry onto their grave sites this history, the monuments that can be read by young people who would like to know something about who these people were, what they represented, and how they created an environment and a culture that we now inherit with great pride and dignity.
It'll be a great challenge for us all, white and black, I think, if indeed we sit under a black president. Do things continue more or less as they have always? Or is there going to be something of a breakthrough where we finally find the courage to address the issues of reconciliation, both large and small?